On January 16, the head of Harvard University's astronomy department, Professor Abraham Loeb, gave an interview where he defended his controversial paper that the interstellar object detected by a Hawaii-based telescope on October 19, 2017, and named Oumuamua, was a spacecraft of some kind. While astronomers continue to debate the scant scientific data gleaned from telescopes to determine Oumuamua's origins and nature, a whistleblower/insider's report of an alleged covert space mission to Oumuamua that acquired much scientific data after landing on it is being ignored. While astronomers might be forgiven for ignoring insider/whistleblower reports of covert missions to artifacts in the solar system due to a lack of corroborating scientific data, political scientists interested in space affairs, which falls under the rubrics of astropolitics or exopolitics, do not have such a luxury. Insiders/whistleblowers provide a rare glimpse into the rarefied world of highly classified compartmentalized projects, and therefore their claims need to be investigated since corroborating evidence may be absent due to the classification process, rather than being non-existent. If found to be credible, insider/whistleblower claims need to be analyzed with regard to available scientific data as outlined in a 2014 paper published in the Astropolitics Journal. What really attracted scientific attention was when Oumuamua accelerated as it approached the Sun according to data provided by the Hubble telescope in June 2018. While acceleration is normal for comets that have long icy tails which ignite, thereby propelling the comet forward, Oumuamua was no comet. Somehow the Sun's solar energy appeared to be accelerating Oumuamua. This led to Professor Loeb and his colleague from the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, Dr. Shmuel Bialy, speculating that Oumuamua may have contained a solar sail and was therefore being charged up and accelerating as it received the solar energy. They presented their conjecture in a paper titled, "Could Solar Radiation Pressure Explain Oumuamua's Peculiar Acceleration?" and wrote, "Considering an artificial origin, one possibility is that Oumuamua is a light sail, floating in interstellar space as a debris from an advanced technological equipment." Bialy and Loeb went on to offer an even more exotic explanation that Oumuamua is an interstellar probe that is basically at rest relative to other stars in our local stellar cluster. Alternatively, a more exotic scenario is that Oumuamua may be a fully operational probe sent intentionally to Earth vicinity by an alien civilization. In his January 16 interview, Loeb elaborated on the idea of Oumuamua being a kind of interstellar probe or buoy powered by solar sails that once monitored space traffic in our local region of the galaxy. If you average the velocities of all the stars in the region, you get a system that's called the local standard of rest. Oumuamua was at rest relative to that system. It didn't come to us. It waited in place, like a buoy on the surface of the ocean, until the ship of the solar system ran into it. According to Corey Goode, who claims to have worked on multiple secret space programs, he watched a video recording of a covert landing mission to Oumuamua conducted by an alliance of these programs that first observed it prior to its entry into our solar system. This is particularly significant given that Oumuamua's official discovery on October 19, 2017, was after it had passed the Sun and was flying past Earth on the outbound portion of its interstellar journey. In January 2018, Goode provided a detailed description of what he saw in a video shown to him and others attending a briefing concerning recent covert space activities. Goode wrote about what he witnessed along with the explanation by a former U.S. Air Force officer Sigmund participating in the briefing. The person leading the meeting then brought our attention to a large smart glass pad monitor that was lowering from the ceiling. Sigmund then stood up and said, "I have a treat for the both of you." He walked up to the monitor and stared at it while talking. He stated that they had been monitoring what appeared to be a derelict spacecraft that was headed towards our solar system. This would prove to be the same cigar-shaped asteroid that NASA and the mainstream media dubbed Oumuamua, and publicized widely in this same time frame. Goode next explained what he was told about secret space missions sent to observe and land on Oumuamua. Sigmund puffed up proudly and stated, "I led an expedition to see who this craft belonged to. Wait until you hear what we found." Suddenly we started seeing all sorts of readings and telemetry on the monitor. I could also hear what sounded like an old NASA radio transmission. There were beeps along with a pilot calling in positions of his craft, as well as the one he was trying to dock with. That lasted for about 5 minutes as I saw the two craft spiraling closer and closer together. As the pilot matched the spin of the object they were approaching, you could see a long cigar-shaped structure that had shiny patches of what looked like ice on the outside. It was obviously made of stone, and looked as if it had been through many meteor showers and collisions. The video broke to a scene where a few people who were suited up in spacesuits were pushing themselves through what looked like a bored-out hole going down into the rock. Good also described what secret space program astronauts found when entering inside Oumuamua. The shuttle had docked with the mystery vessel close to what looked like a metallic oval dome, which was sitting about a third of the way down its fuselage. It appeared to have been breached many times, and was full of holes and dents from obvious impacts. In the next scene, you could see the men in a weightless environment, with lights on their chests, helmets, and the tops of their wrists. They split up and were talking to each other through the communications systems in their suits. One of them was chipping samples out of the icy residue on the floors and walls. This same frozen, organic sludge was on the outside of the ship as well. It appeared like foamy, dirty lake water that had been frozen. The ship was obviously very ancient. It had been boarded and stripped of technology many times by unknown races. Sigmund stated that when they tested the sludge later, they determined that it was partly the remains of the original crew. There were many panels removed from the walls, ceilings, and floors, leaving empty compartments where technology was once located. Good went on to describe the discovery of preserved bodies of former crew members, the identity of an ancient extraterrestrial race they belonged to, the craft being trapped in orbit for millions of years, and a hieroglyphic language found inside the craft. All this might sound incredible to astronomers relying on the scant data provided by the two telescopes that observed Oumuamua from a great distance. Good's release of DIA documents showing the feasibility of advanced propulsion systems such as warp drives, gives a degree of credibility to his claim that a covert space mission to Oumuamua was conducted and recorded on video. It is certain that the video Good witnessed has been shown to many scientists with need to know inside the covert world of secret space programs. The similarity of Good's account with what Clark described in Rendezvous with Rama is extraordinary. Perhaps Professor Loeb and Dr. Bialy may have been made aware of such extraordinary information and are presenting their Oumuamua spacecraft hypothesis to open the minds of incredulous colleagues. Eventually, such classified data will be revealed to give a much more accurate and fuller picture of objects such as Oumuamua entering or inside our solar system, and the classified missions to these conducted by multiple secret space programs.